Welcome in to a happier edition than last night, Postgame Tomahawk Talk. Calvin, Christoforo, Reeves Jackson, and Daniel Coates. And Reeves, I'll start with you because things today really started on the mound. Cotuit, an offense that was scorching hot, and the Braves went to their guy, Austin Parsley, who really put the team on his back through the first 4 innings or so and shined for the Bravos on the hill.
Yeah, 6 innings of one-run baseball, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Almost in a way, Jace Grady had that leadoff single to right, and your first thought, even after scoring a run, the top half was like, oh boy. But Austin Parsley, after that leadoff single, 17 consecutive hitters retired until that's phenomenal. Until that Jace Grady home run. So Jace Grady was the only guy that kind of got to him today. So Austin Parsley, phenomenal. I think that's a reason he shows he's the staff ace. Although Sansone got the ball in game 1, Parsley, how phenomenal has he been all season? Then you turn it over to Zach Agnos, who had an incredible first inning. Ran into a little bit of trouble. Said he got frustrated in that second inning. Nice job by Etheridge to come out there, threw some nice breaking balls, got some strikes, struck out Ritter, fooled him badly on that breaking ball. And then obviously you turn things over to Eric Adler, who had 3 days off, as you mentioned. So tuned him up a little bit tonight, and obviously he'd be ready to go if the Braves need to close out tomorrow night. So phenomenal pitching all the way around.
6 innings from Austin Parsley is exactly what this Braves team needed. You know what else they needed, Daniel, was an offensive explosion, and they got that too, and it started with Hunter Jump, an unsung hero of this game, a 3-run home run that really put the Braves up a substantial amount. It was just 1-0 at the time. That made it 4-0, and the Bravos offense just never looked back.
Well, for a guy that came into the postseason, in the regular season, he only had 1 hit. And, of course, that was a shortened period of time for Hunter Jump. But he's making his impact known. I mean, if that's what we're going to get, I will take a 3-run shot. And that really propelled the Braves for the entire rest of this game. And the home run ball is back, it seems. I told Reeves before the game I'm expecting 2 to 3 home runs, especially with the wind blowing out to center. And how about Peter Burns? I mean, for a guy that usually pushes the ball the other way, he completely pulled it over the right center wall. Very similar spot to Hunter Jump, and the Braves, they just continue to build on each other. Everyone was producing. If it wasn't the hits, it was with the walks and even getting hit by pitch, knowing how to work the count. And the Braves feeling good going into Doran tomorrow for Game 3.
Yes, let's talk about Game 3 a little bit. You're hearing the crack of the bat behind us. That's because the Kettleers are taking batting practice right now, post-game here at Lowell Park. But what do you expect to see on the mound for the Braves? It seems like it's Jake Bennett's start tomorrow, but it could be Matt Jasek. We don't know who the Braves are going to throw out. What do you expect to see on the mound tomorrow?
I was talking about that with Daniel on the broadcast. I was like very curious to see who the Braves will run out tomorrow, as I'm making sure we don't get clobbered by a ball. But no, I mean, but it could be Jake Bennett. Obviously, he's been one of the best guys all season. Really, the question is going to be, how much trust will the Braves instill in Matt Jasek? 6 innings of, look at that, Will Henschel. What a play. What a play.
Off-camera PA guy Will Henschel saved.
Wow, that was one of the best
shins.
snags.
How about that?
But it could be Jasek. It's just the question is, how much trust does Harvey Shapiro want to instill in Jasek? And if not, then you go Jake Bennett, who's been the guy all season. But if not, one of those guys is going to be out of relief. Yeah. So plenty of options.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think Harvey Shapiro doesn't get confident in you after 1 appearance, just look at Zach Agnos, who threw 1 appearance, the regular season battle against Hyannis, and then found himself for an inning and a third here in a playoff outing. But Daniel, 2 games. We all thought this would go 3 games. I don't think we all thought that the Braves would lose Game 1 and come to Cotuit and win Game 2. But for them to win Game 3, what's got to happen?
Well, for them to win Game 3, they need to get off to a lead to start the game again. I think once we get into a hole and once we really start offensively not really on the right foot, that's when we start doubting ourselves. That's when really you can feel it through the defense. You can feel it through the pitching staff as well. And whether it's Jake Bennett tomorrow or Jasek, they need to set the tone early, because if the bats get going, and I said the 2 Louisville Cardinals are really the 2 that are going to have to. I mean, you could hear the whistle from that. Oh, my God. But as I was saying, the Louisville Cardinals need to show up again, the top of the order. Max Anderson, by the way, really needs to show out tomorrow if we're going to want to win Game 3 and move on to, it looks like, the Brewster Whitecaps, but don't count out the Harwich Mariners just yet. But the top of the lineup needs to produce. Jasek or Jake Bennett really needs to come out and pitch one of their best games.
Well, it all comes down to tomorrow. If you thought Friday night was a good atmosphere and you thought tonight was a good atmosphere, just wait for Doran Park tomorrow when first pitch is thrown at 6 o'clock. Nick and I will get you rolling as early as we can, probably around 5:30. And until then, as always, go Braves.